Hey everyone, it's Sunday, July 4th. The time is 2:04 p.m. and the temperature is around 23 degrees Celsius. And that was Hillsdale Avenue here in midtown Toronto where I started. And I've just turned south onto Yonge Street. And for this one, I'll be riding in the brand new bike lanes that have recently been installed here on Yonge Street. And they start just north of Davisville Avenue, which is just to the south of where I am now. And they head south, I think for around 4 kilometers to Charles Street, which is just south of Bloor in downtown. And what I think I'll do is once I get there, I'll turn around and head north, back up the bike lanes on the other side of Yonge. So there are bike lanes installed here on the east side of the street. And this is the intersection of Yonge and Davisville. Well, Davisville to the east and Chaplin Crescent to the west. And that's Davisville subway station just there on the right. And I'm still riding down one spoke in my rear wheel tire. So I'm thinking on the way back, I might just ride to a bike shop and have them fix that. So here we go, something a lot of people thought we might never see, bike lanes on Yonge. It's certainly been a long time coming. These were approved as part of the ActiveTO Complete Streets program in April of this year. And they were installed towards the end of June. So for the most part, Yonge has been reduced to one lane, and that has allowed for the bike lanes to be installed and increased patio space for the ActiveTO program, as well as some street parking. I'm not sure if that guy was having trouble getting up this hill or not. But as you can see, they are quite narrow. So there's not really much room for passing. Although there are gaps in the protective barrier, so if you do ride a little quicker, you can slip out onto the regular lane there and do some passing and hop back into the bike lane. And I should mention, since it's July 4th, happy Independence Day to all the American viewers out there. I hope you're all having a good long weekend. And this is Yonge and St. Clair, or just up ahead. So the ride to downtown is going to be relatively easy, as it's mostly downhill, and it'll be uphill in the other direction. Maybe I should have done this one the other way around and save the downhill portion for my ride home, but oh well. Fortunately, the subways are operating today. So the streets aren't exactly crowded with shuttle buses. In fact, traffic's quite light. And I think permanent bike lanes have been approved through Willowdale in North York. I think between Shepherd and Finch, or something around there. I'm not quite totally sure. There's various plans along all of Yonge from Steeles down to the lake to install bike lanes, but some are approved, some are in the approval process, and others are just a pipe dream. And technically, these lanes here are temporary. I think maybe in January, City Council will evaluate to determine if they're going to keep them or not. Similar to the Danforth bike lanes that were installed last year. Yonge Street is, of course, a major artery that cuts straight through the center of the city of Toronto. There's some people on the other side making their climb up Yonge Street. There's a guy riding on the sidewalk. That's not really something you should ever see an adult do in the city, especially not when there's bike lanes installed. There's really no excuse to be there. And just into the left here at Shaftesbury is Summerhill Station. One thing I might end up doing is just getting new wheels. Being one spoke down, really shouldn't compromise my wheel at all, but it feels a bit less stable than usual. And I can hear some rattling from that back wheel. And if I look, my spokes look a bit corroded. So I'll see what the bike shop has to say. They're the experts. And I've replaced the tires a few times since I bought this, but I haven't yet replaced the wheels. There's some nice driving. And here we are at Rosedale Station, so there's just one more subway stop to go before the bike lanes come to an end. And I'm also using a slightly wider than normal camera angle. So you might see a bit more of my arms in the shot than my normal cycling videos. Just trying something a bit different. This is definitely what you want to see in the bike lane. And here is Davenport Road on the right and Church on the left. I imagine these bike lanes would make the commute for people that live around where I do and work downtown a bit more appealing. All right, and here is Yorkville Avenue. So everything in on the right is part of the Yorkville neighborhood. And just up ahead is Bloor Street. And I am entering downtown, where I will promptly turn around and head north up the same way I came down, just to check out what the other side of Yonge is like with the bike lanes installed. Although I think with this construction, they haven't bothered finishing this last stretch here, because I thought it was supposed to go down at Charles. And this is Charles here. So I'll just turn around. Let's head down St. Nicholas Lane. And it's back to Yonge. And Yonge is quite dead today. It was rather lively yesterday. So now it's north up the east side of Yonge. I haven't seen too many other cyclists on Yonge today. Or cars or pedestrians for that matter. Oh, here comes a fire truck. It wouldn't be one of my videos without some sirens. Like I was on a bike share bike. I think they just either lowered their rates or expanded the time where you can have one of those bikes off the dock from 30 to 45 minutes.
Wait for the Porsche to go.
That is the Rosedale neighborhood just off to the right. I think I might need to get these wheels trued as well. My chain is good, it's nice and clean and well lubed. I seem to be down in some power efficiency. And on a single speed, that's really noticeable. There was an electric scooter. We'll probably see more of those on Yonge with these lanes. I'll certainly take mine out and ride around here. There's the Summerhill LCBO station on the right. LCBO store, former trade station. And here comes the fun part, and it looks like I'm gonna hit a red light. So there's no sense in building up a bunch of momentum here. I was really hoping things would be a bit more lively out today. So now the climb up to St. Clair begins. It's really not that bad. For those wondering, the new e-bike order is still on track. That'll be coming in the middle of July at the earliest. I emailed them because I might be going away in the middle of July. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't going to ship while I was out of town. I might have a friend do some house sitting who wants to stay in the city for that time anyways. So there might be someone home to take the delivery. And it's back to Yonge and St. Clair. And here is Heath Street in the Deer Park neighborhood. And just up here on the right is Mount Pleasant Cemetery. And it's quite funny to read the arguments for not installing bike lanes online. There's a lot of very butthurt people that think the city ought to be focused around the automobile, when really There's so many people living here that it makes no sense to cater to the car. We should be building out transport and increasing the bike lane infrastructure, undoing that absolutely stupid ban on electric scooters. Although I'm not opposed to some form of smart regulations on that, and for e-bikes. And of course the car has a place in the city. We also need ways for trucks to get their deliveries in. There's a way to smartly design roads to accommodate everyone. And Toronto has a long ways to go in terms of building out its bike lane infrastructure. Let's see if I can make this light. Oh, it didn't change. If you can't tell, I'm starting to run a bit low on gas. So here's Davisville, and this is the end of the Yonge Street bike lane. I have a choice of 3 bike shops up ahead. There used to be a really good one called Bike Tunes. That one disappeared. There's also an independent mechanic I sent a few messages to down in the annex. I just might want to take care of this thing as soon as possible. Here's Belsize Drive. There's a skis and bikes on the right here where I didn't have a great experience with an online order. Basically said, come pick it up. And then when I went there, they didn't have it. And they somehow blamed me for not checking with them first to make sure they had the item in stock, even though they sent me an email saying, come pick up your item. And right across the street is Cycle Path, and I think that's where I'll go. There's a bus behind me. I'll just turn with traffic or with pedestrians here. Probably should have made a left turn at the green light. Oh well. There's the cycle path across the street. And on that note, I'd like to thank you for watching this bike ride down and then back up Yonge Street along the newly installed bike lanes, which hopefully become a permanent fixture. It would be nice to see them extended all the way down to the lake and north all the way up to Steeles. And it's time to hop off the bike. So thanks for watching. If you wish to support the channel, there are links to my Patreon and Instagram in the description. You can also check out bike channel memberships. All right, guys, I'm gonna go get my wheel looked at. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.